is amazed at what DK is doing. Here's what he said.
I think I'm amazed every day by him. And that play he made where he caught the ball today and ran across the field and ran to the end zone. I mean, there's nobody faster in the world than him on the field. So, he's pretty special in that sense.
That's what Russell Wilson said. What does Swagoo say?
Yeah, you ever play with a Marvel superhero? Like, all heroes don't wear capes. Some of them wear shoulder pads. That's DK Metcalf. We were introduced to this place called Wakanda, where people have vibranium to keep them young forever and build people like DK Metcalf. That's who Russell Wilson's receiver is right now. So congratulations, Russ. You have a one-of-one guy that's ever played in the NFL, and he is not even from this world. He's from an outer worldly place based on the things that we're seeing him do, and he ain't slowing down. He only 10 years old.
He actually is only 23 years old. I said it yesterday. You name me a better receiver in the NFL right now than DK Metcalf. I'm waiting. All right, one more. Joe Burrow, proving he is every bit the #1 pick in the draft. He's even surprising defenders with his athleticism. Here's what he said. Answer to that question today. And there's Marcus Spears first up. Swaggo, who's the MVP of the league in your opinion right now?
It's Russell Wilson, but I had Brady after that 3-interception performance after Arizona that Russ threw. But then Russ said, you know what, hold my beer. I'm going to come back out here and be the reason we stomp out the 49ers, and I'm going to find my guy. And he just reminded me, as quick as I jumped off the bandwagon, of why I should never have, because they put up 34 points in a 3-interception performance as well, but I decided to omit that. So it's Russ for me again, and I plan on this being the rest of the season.
Jeff.
I plan on.
We know that ain't true, Swagoo, because you're a bandwagon guy, man. You're always jumping on and off, man. We got to stay with Russell Wilson. Stay in the course right here, Greeny. When you look at this, he's doing the most with the least, right? When you think about defensively, the Seahawks have been just historically bad, really, until last week. His run game is okay at best. They put everything on his shoulders, and he continues to produce. He's played absolutely fantastic football. Again, Arizona was a little bit of a struggle, but again, when you're asked to do that much, at times it's not going to be your best day. Man, he absolutely lit up San Fran, made some incredible plays, stepping up in the pocket, avoiding pressure. Got to be Russell Wilson for MVP right now.
McElroy.
Let's make it a clean sweep. I'm going Russell Wilson. And a lot of what Jeff said, I think he hit the nail on the head. He's doing more with less. Do you guys realize that so far through 8 games in the season, halfway through, he has thrown 12 touchdowns under duress? The league leader last year was Jameis Winston. He threw 12 the whole season. So he's getting pressure, and he's making it work. And then on play action right now, y'all, it's ridiculous. And Sunday might have been his best performance off play action. The guy was 14 of 14, pushing the ball down the field, accurate, decisive. He's not getting sacked, and he's only one off the pace from what Tom Brady did in 2007 when he threw 50 touchdowns or whatever it was when Randy Moss got there. He's at 26 right now, and Tom Brady's at 27. Like, he is having a historically great season in so many different ways.
Graziano, you may be the only one who actually gets to vote on this. Who gets your vote?
It's been Wilson all along. I'm not a flip-flopper like Marcus Spears, changing my answer in the third quarter last night. I'm not going to do that. It's Russell Wilson. And to McElroy's point, he's only played 7 games. They had their bye, right? So he's on pace to throw almost 60 touchdown passes. He's top 3 in completion percentage and yards per attempt. That's pretty tough to do because not only is he completing a lot of his passes, but he's not throwing a lot of dink and dunks. It's Wilson's year, no doubt about it.
It is a clean sweep, and in fact, the fans agree as we take a look at the reaction so far on my Twitter page, and it is Russell Wilson running away with it, 63% of the vote. Patrick Mahomes somehow overlooked in this. He has a 21 touchdown, 1 interception season going. I guess we've just gotten somewhat used to him. Meanwhile, as we work our way through some teams, are we buying or selling the playoff chances of some of these teams that are right in the middle of things? Greg, you buying or selling the Miami Dolphins?
Come on, I'm the Tua guy. I'm a diehard Tua man. Obviously, I am buying the Miami Dolphins. I think he's going to get better and more comfortable as the game goes along. But what I like about them right now, first of all, they play the New York Greenies twice, and they get the Bengals, so I feel pretty decent about 3 wins there. And then also, too, look, they can win in all 3 different phases. Like, they can contribute on special teams. Their defense is disruptive. They really make it tough on opposing quarterbacks. And then I think they have a young quarterback that's going to get better as the season goes along.
Jeff, Browns buying or selling?
I'm selling. I thought the Las Vegas Raider game was a big tell for me. When they got physically dominated by the Raiders rushed for well over 200 yards. They put it on them. Baker Mayfield struggled all day again. I know OBJ was supposed to help his development. Didn't really work out that way. I think I predicted that. But at the end of the day, I got to sell the Browns aside from the development of Baker Mayfield.
Chicago Bears, Swagoo, buying or selling?
I'm selling, G, and they have actually been okay, but okay is not going to get it done in their division. I just don't believe Nick Foles and this offense is going to have enough firepower when it comes down. And we know how good this defense is, but they give up. You're going to give up points in this league, and I'm not sure if Foles and company can keep pace with the guys that they'll need to be, i.e. just talking about Russell Wilson.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because the questions about Foles have been raised on this program. Yesterday here, Dan Orlovsky said this about the Bears quarterback situation. He said it more loudly than that. In the moment that he actually said it, you could hear him. And what he said yesterday, someone tell me if we have it or not, that was obviously not the tape we were going for. What Dan Orlovsky said was, here we go. Cindy, let's roll it. This was Dan yesterday.
Yeah, I think the Bears need to go back to Mitchell Trubisky. And I know that's hard with the mental games. We've seen enough with Nick at quarterback for the Chicago Bears. This is why. You average 17 points per game with Nick Foles at quarterback. 17. That's not good enough in the NFL. Right now, you got to be more explosive on offense. And if Nick isn't going to be a distributor of the ball and protect the football, value the football, then I got to go Mitchell Trubisky's going to give me a better chance to win football games.
So my favorite part of that was Rex's reaction. You heard Rex yelling loudly. Let me start with the information. Dan Graziano, is there any reason to believe the Bears are contemplating that change?
Outside of common sense, no. I mean, we're talking to people there. They don't want to go back to Trubisky. They feel like that ship has sailed, that they've done everything they could do with him, and that Foles is their best chance going forward. They're 2-3 since they made the switch. They were 3-0 before they made the switch. But no, as of now, barring some significant change of plans, the Bears want to continue to stick with Nick Foles.
Okay, so then let me go back to Swagoo, because you just said you were selling on the Bears, and in part because Foles and the offense don't do enough. Do you believe, as Dan does, that they should make the switch back to Mitch?
Hell no. I would damn sure sell if Mitchell Trubisky was playing too. Nick Foles has actually played against better teams as well. Like, we can't leave that caveat out there that he hadn't played against the Saints and the, who else was it? The Rams, I think. Like, the 2 losses that Nick Foles has are significant teams based on what we've been seeing this season. And then, too, like, Mitchell Trubisky had, 3 years to determine if he was going to be the guy that you wanted to take into the future? We all knew Foles was a stopgap. I literally said on this show that Nick Foles was a guy just to steady the ship, not turn the football over, keep them in games, and that's what he's done. Unfortunately, he hadn't been able to make the plays at the end of the games in order to get them wins, but they've been in games. They just took the Saints to overtime. So, listen, it's wishful thinking to think that Mr. Trubisky going to come in and be an athlete and he'll be able to extend plays and do some things. But it's also wishful thinking to think he's not going to be the same guy we've seen him be, and that's the Bears being at home when the playoffs start.
Greg McElroy, let me come to you, because as you go back to what that player, what Mitch Trubisky did in college, and you looked at what his skill set was, they were never utilizing that. That is not the offense they were trying to use. So with that thought in mind, I ask you, do you believe they should go back to Mitch Trubisky?
Yeah, I said it a week ago after the Rams absolutely toasted that offensive line. Like, that offensive line can't keep anyone in front of them. You can tell me all you want. With the 4-man rush, Nick Foles was feeling the heat almost every single time he dropped back. Yep. And he didn't find anyone open because they don't have any dynamic weapons at wide receiver. Like, they're okay. Oh, Mooney, all right, great. All right,